Good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Kowalczyk here with a video for Business Math, and today we are in section 17-4. In 17-4, we are really focusing in on how companies like to predict how much money they're going to make in the future. You see a company like Stanley Store here, the Stanley Store, they keep track of money that they've made over the last several years. For example, in 2010, they made $2.5, now once again, million dollars. That's $2.5 million. In 2011, they made $2 million. In 2012, $3 million. In 2013, $4.3 million. And if you keep reading it, this year they've made $4.5 million. They've made $4.5 million. So we're going to use this data to forecast the future. You see, businesses are all about that. Why? Well, because if they're not doing so hot and if they're struggling in their business, they might need to make some changes. And so being able to figure out how much money you're making each year is a great way to predict if your company is going to continue to grow or if it's going to falter. Well, to do that, what we're going to use is a method known as graphing. We're going to graph out some data to help forecast the future for this particular company. So, first off, we deal with step one. Step one for letter A. We're going to use this graph right here, and we're going to start plotting the different dollar amounts that we find here. We're going to plot these different dollar amounts. Then, once we're done plotting them, we connect the dots. Let me show you what that means. So, first off, we're going to find the year 2010. We're going to find the year 2010. Here it is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plot a point at approximately 2.5. So right here is 2, right here is 3. So somewhere in the middle, we're going to plot 2.5. So let me plot it right. Oh, that looks pretty good. There's 2.5 right there. You see it's right between 2 and 3. Now we can move on to 2011. And we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to find 2011 and plot a point right there at 2 million. For 2012, right at 3 million. For 2013, oh, they did pretty good this time, at 4.3 million. Now, it might not be exactly perfect, but if you're getting pretty close, hey, that's fine. That's fine. It's not going to be exactly the same for everybody in class because some people might put the dot just slightly higher or slightly lower, so it doesn't make it wrong, it just makes it different. 2014, we're going to 3.3. There we go. 2015, we're going all the way up to 5 million. And for 2016, we're at 4.5 million. So I want to put that right in the middle. There we go. So what we've done is we've plotted the different dollar amounts. That's what we've done so far. Now it is time to connect the dots. Now it's time to connect the dots. Okay? So, I'm going to connect the dots. And I'm going to try and do the best that I can. There we go. Once again, it's not a perfect science. What some of you might want to use is some sort of a ruler, or perhaps you have a book that you're reading that you might want to take out and use as a straight edge. I actually have used note cards, kind of like what people use to make flashcards, and I've used the edge of one of those to draw the lines. But there we go. So I've drawn all my lines and plotted my points. I have just finished letter A. Now it's time to do letter B. Letter B is going to be kind of tough, and you're just going to have to do your best. That's all we can really ask, is you to do your best. And so what we're going to do is we're going to imagine that a line is running directly through the middle of all these. And you've got to kind of simulate what that line's going to look like. Now, your line's not going to go through all those big red dots, but what you're trying to do is to get it to go through the middle of the blue lines as much as possible. Now, what you might want to do is use some sort of straight edge to help kind of figure it out and kind of eyeball it. You know, oh, nope, that's too sharp. Nope, don't like that. You know, oh, that's too low. Okay? But if you have a ruler or, like I said, a note card, and you're able to kind of simulate it, then draw the line, you'll hopefully be a little bit more accurate. Okay? You'll hopefully be a little bit more accurate. And by the way, it's okay It's okay if your line kind of goes off the page a little bit. That's all right. You're just trying to predict the future, and you're going to use that line to do it. So I've drawn my line through the middle of my data. Once again, I've drawn a straight line through the middle of the data, those dotted lines. And I've done it all the way through the end of my chart as best as I can, Now it's time for letter C. What is the... Oh, did not want to do that. What... can I do that? There we go. What is the projected sales for this company for the year 2017? So this is what I do. I go to the year 2017, and I put a circle right there, because that's what I'm trying to look at. And by looking at that, to be honest, it looks like it's right at $5.5 million. $5.5 million. That's pretty good. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm predicting the future. We believe that for this company, they're going to make $5.5 million in the year 2017. So let's keep things going. And let's see. Letter D. 2020. In the year 2020, okay, I'm looking at that. It's not quite 7. It's just a little bit below. So that's probably 6.9 million. Now, when Mr. K goes through to grade these assignments, he's going to realize that not all of our pictures are going to be identical. Susie's line might be a little bit lower than Jeff's line, and Steve's line might be even more different. With that in mind, Mr. K is going to look at each picture and just see if your lines look fairly straight, if they're pretty close, and he's then going to look to see if you predicted exactly how much they're going to make according to your picture. You see, not everybody might get 6.9 million. If their light blue line is lower, it might be less. So when he goes through to grade your homework, he'll be kind of looking at them at a case-by-case type of situation. So if you have questions, please talk to Mr. K. Have some fun drawing these lines. If you want to use some markers to kind of color them up, please do. And as always, feel free to go back and look through this video. Thanks so much, and have a great day.